Listen carefully. Most of your suffering comes from the same mistake. You try to force life. You chase people who have no space for you. You push doors that were never meant to open. You hold on to situations long after they've stopped serving you, and every time you do that, you drift further away from your true path. When you stop forcing, you make room for the natural flow. When you trust the process, life reveals what is truly yours. That's when the right people arrive effortlessly, the right opportunities align naturally, and your spirit finds peace. I will speak to you directly today, not to entertain you, but to awaken you. So sit with these lessons, because they'll free you from unnecessary struggle. 1. Flow like water. Life opens when you stop pushing against it. Water is one of the most powerful teachers in existence. It moves without force, yet it shapes mountains, smooths stones, and carves new paths over time. Water never panics. It never fights against what stands in its way. If a rock blocks its flow, it simply moves around it. If the pathway is narrow, it adapts and continues. If it must wait, it settles calmly until the moment is right to continue moving. When you try to force life, you do the opposite. You push hard, fight endlessly, and struggle to control every detail. Instead of progress, you meet resistance, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And this resistance doesn't mean life is unfair. It simply means you are moving against the natural direction of your path. When you allow life to flow like water, everything becomes lighter. You begin to see that not every obstacle is a wall blocking you. Many of them are signs, gently redirecting you toward a better direction. Water does not break itself trying to go through the stone. It simply finds another way. You must do the same. Some people spend years trying to force relationships that don't grow, careers that drain them, or dreams that no longer fit who they are becoming. They push and push, thinking that suffering means progress. But in truth, suffering is often a message. This is not your path anymore. When you stop forcing outcomes, when you stop demanding that life match your timeline, you create space for new possibilities. You start noticing options you never saw before. An opportunity you never expected appears. A better relationship enters. A clearer idea arrives. You meet people who help you grow. These things were always meant for you, but you could not receive them because all your energy was spent trying to hold on to what was not working. Flow doesn't mean doing nothing. It means moving with awareness. It means staying flexible. It means trusting that life knows what it's doing, even when you do not yet understand. Water never questions where it is going. It doesn't fear being lost. It simply moves, knowing that its nature will always guide it where it needs to be. Eventually, it finds its home, whether that is a river, a lake, or the vast ocean. You must learn to trust that the things meant for you will naturally come into your life when you are aligned, when your heart is calm, when your mind is open, when your spirit is not tense with fear or desperation. Alignment means allowing, not controlling. It means listening to your intuition instead of your anxiety. It means trusting timing instead of rushing and forcing. When you force life, you close all doors except the one you are obsessed with. But when you flow, you allow new doors to appear, doors you never realized existed. You stop seeing life as a battle you must win and begin seeing it as a journey you must experience. This shift changes everything. Suddenly, you are guided rather than stressed, supported rather than drained, encouraged rather than defeated. Release the idea that you must control every outcome. You were never meant to manage every detail. Life is wiser than you. Sometimes it removes people or situations because they would destroy your peace. Sometimes it closes doors because something better is coming. Trust that. Water doesn't worry about how it will reach its destination, it just moves. And in the end, it always arrives exactly where it is meant to be. When you learn to flow instead of force, your life opens, your mind relaxes, your heart softens, and life begins revealing what is meant for you with incredible clarity. The same way water always finds its path, you too will arrive stronger, wiser, and exactly where you belong. 2. The right people don't need convincing. One of the greatest sources of pain in life is trying to convince the wrong people to see your worth. You bend, you compromise, you sacrifice your peace, thinking that if you try harder, they will finally treat you the way you deserve. But understand this clearly. People who truly belong in your life will never need to be forced, persuaded, or chased. They will come with ease, not confusion, with respect, not excuses. When someone wants to be in your life, their actions will show it. They will make time, not just promises. They will support you without being asked. They will communicate, not disappear when things get difficult. Their presence will feel safe, not stressful. Real connections feel balanced. Both people show up willingly. The relationship breathes naturally, without pressure. But when you are dealing with the wrong people, everything becomes difficult. The conversation feels like a tug of war. You worry about saying the wrong thing. You carry fear instead of trust. You try to prove your value, thinking that if you just try a little harder, you'll be enough. You give more than you receive. You justify their behavior. You accept the bare minimum because you're afraid of losing them. Yet, the truth is simple. If someone needs to be convinced to stay, they were never meant to remain. You must learn to recognize the difference between effort and begging. Healthy effort builds, begging destroys. Effort means both people contribute. Begging means only you are fighting. Relationships that require force drain your spirit and cloud your clarity. You cannot grow when you're constantly trying to hold together something that keeps falling apart. Sometimes life is whispering to you, "This person is not aligned with your future." Let go. There is nothing wrong with wanting to be loved, respected, and valued. But there is something deeply harmful about giving your heart to people who are not ready for it. No matter how much potential you see in someone, if they are not choosing you now, that potential means nothing. You cannot force readiness. Timing matters. Maturity matters. Intention matters. When you stop forcing people to care, you make room for those who naturally do. When you stop chasing those who run, you notice the ones walking toward you. When you stop explaining your worth, you begin to live it. And those who should be in your life, those who resonate with your soul, will feel that energy and come closer without hesitation. The right people will never make you doubt your value. They will never make you question your importance. They will appreciate your presence, not take it for granted. They will understand your boundaries. They will celebrate your growth, not feel threatened by it. They will stand with you, even when life becomes difficult. They will bring clarity, not confusion. Peace, not chaos. Sometimes the universe removes people from your path because they are blocking what is better. You may think losing them is a tragedy, but in reality, it is protection. Life does not take away what is aligned with your destiny. It only removes what will limit your journey. Trust that. The right people are not perfect. but they are present. They make mistakes, but they take responsibility. They apologize without ego. They choose you not just when it is convenient, but when it is hard. They grow with you. They don't demand you dim your light. They help you shine brighter. You must remember, your value does not decrease because someone failed to see it. Their blindness does not define your worth. Sometimes you are just too much for people who are not enough. And sometimes they are meant to be part of your story, just not your destination. When you stop convincing others to stay, you align yourself with those who are meant to walk with you. Let the wrong ones fall away. Love doesn't need to be forced. Respect doesn't need to be begged for. What is meant for you will flow naturally, just as the wrong people will fall away naturally when you stop clinging. The right ones find you, they recognize you, and they choose you not because they need you, but because they value you. 3. If it drains you, it's not meant for you. Life speaks to you in quiet ways, long before it shouts. It nudges you through your feelings, your energy, and your inner peace. When something is meant for you, there is a natural sense of movement within it. Even if challenges arise, you still feel progress, meaning, and a sense of direction. But when something constantly drains you, weighs on your heart, and leaves you exhausted day after day, it is a sign that you are holding on to something that is no longer aligned with your path. Many people ignore these signs because they are afraid of change. They stay in relationships that offer no emotional nourishment, hoping the other person will eventually become who they need. They hold on to jobs that make them unhappy because they fear starting over. They cling to habits, environments, and identities that keep them stuck because they feel more familiar than the unknown. But familiarity does not equal belonging. Comfort does not equal growth. If something drains your spirit more than it feeds it, it is slowly pulling you away from your true path. You must learn to listen to your energy before it gets too late. When you wake up every day feeling anxious about someone or something, that is not a coincidence. When you feel physically tired even after resting, that is not just your body asking for sleep, it is your soul begging for alignment. Your inner world reacts to what is right and wrong for you long before your mind fully understands. Your spirit recognizes what your logic tries to deny. If something constantly demands more of you than it gives back, it is not meant to stay. This does not mean that meaningful things won't require effort. They will, but the effort will feel purposeful, not draining. Growth requires push, but it should not require losing yourself. Love requires work, but it should not require begging for basic respect. Success requires discipline, but it should not require sacrificing your mental health. The things that belong in your life will elevate you, not suffocate you. When you force what is not meant for you, life responds by making it heavier. The more you try to hold on, the more it hurts. The more you insist, the more you are pushed back. That pain is the universe telling you to release your grip, to let go, to trust that something better exists beyond what you refuse to release. You are not being punished, you are being redirected. Pay attention to how something makes you feel. You do not need 100 reasons to walk away from something that is draining you. One is enough. You don't need the situation to become unbearable before you let go. The whispers are already warning you. The anxiety, the sadness, the confusion, the constant feeling of walking on eggshells. These are messages. When your peace fades, something is wrong. You must learn the difference between discomfort that leads to growth and discomfort that signals misalignment. Growth discomfort is temporary. It challenges you in ways that expand you. But draining discomfort is continuous. It weakens you. Growth discomfort makes you rise to your potential. Draining discomfort makes you shrink. One builds, the other breaks. Letting go is not failure. Letting go is wisdom. It is courage. It is understanding that your time and energy are sacred. You cannot keep pouring into something that leaves you empty. You cannot stay loyal to situations that betray your peace. You cannot keep choosing something that is not choosing you. You are responsible for protecting your energy. No one will do that for you. If it drains you, it is not aligned with your purpose, your growth, or your well-being. The people meant for you will uplift you. The opportunities meant for you will inspire you. The environment meant for you will support your evolution. If something repeatedly pulls you down, it is helping you realize that you are meant to climb higher. Sometimes the heaviest things in your life are the ones you refuse to set down. When you finally release them, you realize how light you were always meant to feel. Life becomes clearer when your energy is clean. When you stop feeding what drains you, you become available for what will energize you. You create space for relationships that fill your heart instead of emptying it. You make room for opportunities that strengthen your purpose. You allow environments that help you expand rather than shrink. Do not be afraid to walk away from what no longer serves you. What drains you is blocking what is meant to nourish you. Always remember this. Peace is a sign of alignment. If something strips you of peace again and again, it is not for you. And the moment you honor that truth, life will begin guiding you toward what is for. Patience allows destiny to catch up to you. One of the greatest misunderstandings in life is believing that everything must happen quickly. We grow anxious when things don't unfold at the speed we expect. We compare our timeline to others, thinking if someone else has achieved something before us, we are behind. But life is not a race, and your journey is not meant to match anyone else's. When you try to force things before their time, you destroy the very beauty they were meant to bring into your life. Every blessing has a moment assigned to it. Every opportunity has a season. Just as you cannot force the sun to rise early, you cannot force life to give you what you want before you are ready to receive it. When a seed is planted in the soil, no matter how much you water it, you cannot make it sprout instantly. It must go through darkness, pressure, and quiet growth beneath the surface before it breaks through into the light. If you dig it up constantly because you are impatient, you kill its potential. The same is true with your life. Some things need time, silence, and inner development before they can appear in the physical world. Impatience is a sign of fear, fear that what you desire may never come. But patience is a sign of trust, trust that life is unfolding exactly as it should. When you learn to wait without anxiety, you allow destiny to align itself with you. You stop running against time and instead begin to work with it. What is yours is never in a hurry, and it will never be taken from you. It may be delayed because you need to grow, learn, develop discipline, or heal before you can handle it. Sometimes you are being protected from a blessing that would overwhelm you if it came too soon. You must understand that waiting does not mean nothing is happening. Just because you cannot see progress does not mean progress isn't occurring. The most important growth often happens unseen in your thoughts, your emotional maturity, your habits, your character. Life prepares you internally before it blesses you externally. When nothing seems to be changing, everything is quietly being arranged. The universe is moving pieces in the background, aligning the right people, timing, opportunities, and lessons so that when the moment arrives, everything fits perfectly. Impatience blinds you to the wisdom of divine timing. It makes you chase what is not ready for you or what you are not ready for. You try to force relationships that aren't mature enough. You rush into decisions without clarity. You push toward opportunities that don't fit your purpose. And later, when things fall apart, you wonder why it happened. The truth is simple. Anything forced before its time becomes fragile. It breaks easily. It doesn't last. Only what arrives at the right time has the strength to endure. Patience is not passive. It does not mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means working steadily while trusting the process. It means knowing that progress is being made even when your eyes cannot see it. You prepare, you practice, you grow, and you remain open. You do your part and allow life to do its part. When you combine effort with patience, you become unstoppable because you are aligned with the natural rhythm of your journey. There will be moments when you feel frustrated, thinking life has forgotten you. But those are the moments when you must remind yourself, nothing meant for you will pass you by. The door that is meant to open will open not a moment sooner, not a moment later, but at the moment you are ready to step through it. If it takes time, it's because the blessing is being polished, or because you are still becoming the person who can receive it fully without losing it. Every delay has meaning. Every pause is purposeful. Sometimes the waiting itself is the blessing because it teaches you resilience, humility, discipline, and trust. When things come too easily, you do not value them. But when you have waited, worked, and persisted, you appreciate deeply what arrives, and you know how to protect it. Rushing is a sign of insecurity. It comes from the belief that what you want might slip away, but patience comes from the deep understanding that what is yours cannot be taken by anyone else. You do not need to push. You do not need to fight. You only need to stay ready. When you surrender your timeline and trust the timing of the universe, life becomes lighter. You feel calmer. You stop comparing. You stop doubting. You stop forcing outcomes. You simply live, work, and allow. And in that state of allowance, destiny finds you effortlessly. The right people appear. The right opportunities manifest. The right path becomes visible, not because you chased them, but because you were patient enough to let them come. Remember, you are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. Trust the timing of your life. Patience is not waiting, patience is faith. And when you live with faith, destiny has no choice but to catch up to you. 5. Your energy creates your reality. Don't fight, align. Everything in your life begins with energy. Your thoughts, emotions, intentions, and beliefs form the invisible foundation of your reality. Before anything manifests in the physical world, it exists first in your inner world. This is why two people can go through the same situation, yet experience it completely differently. One sees opportunity, the other feels trapped. One feels inspired, the other feels defeated. Their external circumstances are the same, but their inner energy is different. Life responds to how you are inside, not just what you do on the outside. When you operate from a place of fear, desperation, and tension, your energy becomes tight and resistant. You begin to act not from confidence, but from insecurity. You push, you chase, you force outcomes because you are afraid that if you stop, everything will fall apart. When you think like this, the world mirrors your inner state. things feel difficult, relationships feel unstable, opportunities slip away, and peace becomes harder to find. Your energy becomes like a clenched fist, and nothing new can enter a closed hand. But when you shift into a state of alignment, a place where your intentions, actions, and beliefs move together, life begins to flow naturally. You stop chasing and start attracting. You stop forcing and start receiving. Alignment does not mean doing nothing. It means doing the right things from the right state of mind. It means trusting your intuition, honoring your boundaries, and acting from clarity rather than fear. When your energy is calm, grounded, and centered, you make decisions that come from strength. You walk with confidence instead of doubt. You allow life to unfold rather than trying to bend it to your will. Most people think their biggest obstacles are external, other people, bad luck, timing, circumstances. But the truth is, your inner state is what creates your outer experience. If your energy is chaotic, your life will reflect chaos. If your mind is full of resentment, anger, and insecurity, your relationships will reflect that too. When your spirit is exhausted, even the simplest tasks feel overwhelming. But when your inner world is peaceful, you move through life with grace. Challenges do not destroy you, they strengthen you. You begin to see solutions instead of problems. The more you resist reality, the harder life becomes. Resistance is the belief that life must look a certain way, at a certain time, according to your plan. But life is wiser than you. It knows when you are ready and when you are not. It knows which people belong in your path and who must leave. It knows where your growth lies and where you must be challenged. When you fight reality, you suffer. When you accept it, you transform. Alignment is not about controlling everything. It's about working in harmony with the forces you cannot see. It is about tuning your energy to the frequency of what you want. If you want love, you must become loving. If you want respect, you must respect yourself. If you want abundance, you must believe you are worthy of it. Life is not something that happens to you. It is something that responds to you. Think about the times when everything felt difficult. You were stressed, overthinking, questioning yourself. Your body was tense. You couldn't rest properly. You couldn't enjoy the present moment. Now, think about the times when things felt effortless, when opportunities came unexpectedly, when the right people arrived at the perfect time, when you felt supported. The difference between these two states was not luck, it was energy. In one state, you were closed and fearful. In the other, you were open and aligned. When you learn to align with life, you begin living from a place of trust rather than panic. Trust that the right experiences will unfold. Trust that setbacks are not punishments but lessons. Trust that what you lose is making space for what you are meant to gain. Trust that your timing is perfect for your journey. You stop demanding that life bend to your expectations and start listening to what life is trying to show you. Alignment requires honesty with yourself. You must look inward and ask, what am I holding on to that is keeping me stuck? What beliefs are limiting me? What fears are controlling my decisions? What past pain is shaping my present actions? You cannot align your energy when your inner world is full of unprocessed wounds. Healing is not about forgetting your past. It is about freeing yourself from its grip. When you heal, your energy becomes lighter and your path becomes clearer. Some people live their entire lives fighting reality. They expect happiness to come from control, controlling situations, controlling people, controlling outcomes. But real peace comes from alignment. It comes from understanding that life is a dance, not a battle. You move, life responds. Life moves, you respond. When you are aligned, you no longer feel the need to swim against the current. You trust the current to take you where you belong. That is the essence of flow, honoring your inner direction instead of forcing your way through life. You stop trying to win every fight and instead choose which battles are worth your energy. You stop trying to convince others to see your worth because you know your value. You stop holding on to situations out of fear of being alone because you trust that what is meant will remain. Alignment allows you to reclaim your power and live with intention rather than reaction. One of the most powerful truths you will ever learn is this: your energy is a magnet. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. If your energy is full of insecurity, you will attract people and situations that reinforce those insecurities. If your energy is grounded, you will attract people who respect you, opportunities that uplift you, and environments that support your well-being. Everything begins with you. Stop fighting life. Start aligning with it. Stop forcing people, outcomes, timing. Start trusting the process. The universe is always communicating with you. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it pushes, sometimes it closes doors. But it is never abandoning you. It is shaping you, preparing you, guiding you toward what is meant for you. When your energy aligns with that guidance, everything else begins to fall into place. Remember this: a river does not need to force its way to the ocean. It simply flows, and the ocean welcomes it. In the same way, when you align with the energy of your purpose, life will welcome you. It will open doors you never knew existed. It will bring people you never imagined meeting. It will unfold in ways that seem effortless, not because the path is easy, but because you are aligned with it. When your energy is right, your life becomes right. That is the power of alignment. Chasse. Failure isn't a stop sign, it's redirection. Most people fear failure more than anything else. They treat failure as a final verdict, as proof that they are not good enough, that their dreams are unrealistic, or that life is against them. They stop trying after a setback, convinced that the struggle is a sign to quit. But the truth is completely different. Failure is not the end of the road. It is a signal that you must adjust your path. It is one of the most powerful forms of guidance life gives you, not to break you, but to redirect you towards something better, something more aligned with who you are meant to become. Every time something falls apart, every time a door closes, every time life pulls something away from you, it is sending a message. Sometimes that message is gentle, sometimes it is loud, but it always carries wisdom. The problem is that most people are too busy feeling disappointed to recognize the direction hidden inside the setback. They see only the loss, not the lesson. They see pain, but not the growth. They see the ending, but not the beginning, waiting on the other side. When you fail, it is not because you are undeserving. It is because life is showing you that the path you were trying to force is not the one meant for you, at least not yet, and perhaps not ever. Failure asks you to step back, reflect, and understand whether you were moving from alignment or from attachment. Sometimes you chase a dream because it looks good from the outside, not because it truly belongs to you. Sometimes you pursue something because your ego wants it, not your heart. Failure has a way of stripping away illusions and showing you the truth. Think about the times when life pushed you away from something. A relationship ended, a job fell apart, a plan collapsed. At that moment, it felt painful, confusing, unfair. But later, when time passed, you understood. You realized that if you had stayed, you would have been limited, unhappy, or lost. You realized that something better came because the old thing left. You realized that life was not punishing you. It was protecting you, redirecting you. That realization only came because you kept moving instead of giving up. Failure is a mirror. It reflects your weaknesses, your blind spots, your fears, your patterns. It shows you what needs to be improved, your discipline, your mindset, your strategy, your character. You cannot grow without seeing yourself clearly, and failure is the sharpest lens through which clarity appears. It forces you to ask difficult questions. What did I do wrong? What can I change? What can I learn? How can I become better? These questions create transformation. Success makes you comfortable. Failure makes you wise. Anyone can celebrate when things are going well, but only those who learn from setbacks become unshakable. Those who fear failure never start. Those who cannot handle failure never grow. And those who misunderstand failure never evolve. But those who embrace it, study it, and use it as fuel become unstoppable. They learn to detach their identity from their outcomes. They understand that a failed attempt does not mean a failed person. It simply means the method needs refining or the path needs shifting. Failure also clears your path. It removes people, situations, and directions that are not meant for your future. You may think losing someone or something is a loss, but often it is a release. Life removes what weighs you down so you can travel farther. Life takes away what blocks your growth so you can step into your potential. Sometimes, a dead end is actually the beginning of the right road. When you fail, do not ask, "Why me?" Ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" Every failure brings information. Maybe you need more patience. Maybe you need more preparation. Maybe you need a new mindset. Maybe you need a different environment. Maybe you need to let go of pride. Maybe you need to start again with better understanding. Failure is feedback, nothing more, nothing less. The most important part is moving forward. Failure hurts, yes, but staying stuck hurts much more. Many people fail once and never try again. They tell themselves stories. "I'm not capable. It wasn't meant for me. It's too late." These stories are prisons. They prevent growth. If a child gave up after falling the first time they tried to walk, none of us would have learned to move. Falling is normal. Getting up is what creates strength. Redirection means life has a better plan than yours. You may not see it now, but trust that there is purpose behind every closed door. Sometimes you are being guided toward a path that aligns more deeply with your talents, your values, your spirit. The new path might be harder at first because it demands a new version of you, stronger, wiser, more patient. But that is exactly why you were redirected. You were meant to grow. Failure teaches humility. It reminds you that life is bigger than your plans. It invites you to surrender control and develop trust. It teaches resilience, the ability to bend without breaking, to keep going even when things hurt, to hold faith even when the future is unclear. Resilience is not developed in comfort. It is developed in struggle. Without failure, you would never build the internal strength required to hold the success meant for you. Understand this truth deeply. The universe does not close doors to punish you. It closes them to protect you from the wrong rooms. You must stop trying to climb through windows that were never meant for you. You must stop trying to revive what has already ended. Let what wants to leave, leave. Let what wants to fall apart, fall apart. Redirection is not loss, it is realignment. It is the invisible hand of life guiding you toward where you truly belong. When you experience failure, allow yourself to feel the disappointment that is human, but do not get stuck there. Do not let your temporary defeat define your worth. Take what you learned, adjust your direction, and keep moving. The path may not unfold the way you imagined, but it will unfold exactly as needed. One day, you will look back and realize that what you thought was a setback was actually a turning point. That what looked like rejection was protection. That what seemed like a dead end was the beginning of a better path. You will realize that life was never fighting you, it was guiding you. Failure isn't final. It's a compass, a signal, a redirection pointing you toward your true destination. The only time failure becomes permanent is when you stop moving. As long as you continue learning, adjusting, evolving, you are already succeeding. Remember, a broken path does not mean a broken future. Sometimes it is the only way to a better one. 7. Letting go makes space for the greater version of you. Letting go is one of the most difficult and misunderstood processes in life. We often hear people say, "Just let it go," as if it is something simple, as if it is easy to release something that once felt meaningful, important, familiar, or safe. In reality, letting go is not a moment, it is a journey. It is not about forgetting, it is about freeing. It is not about erasing the past, it is about making room for a better future. Most people resist letting go because they are terrified of losing what they know, even if what they know is hurting them. But the truth is simple. You cannot receive what is meant for you while your hands are tightly holding on to what is not. From the time we are young, we learn to attach to people, to dreams, to identities, to comfort, to expectations. We build our lives around things we think are permanent, but nothing in life is guaranteed to remain the same. People change, circumstances shift, paths diverge. The person you were yesterday is not the same person you are becoming. Yet we cling, not because it is right, but because it is familiar. The familiar feels safe, even when it limits growth. Letting go requires courage, because it forces you to step into uncertainty, and the unknown can feel terrifying. But every meaningful transformation begins on the other side of letting go. Letting go does not mean you stop caring. It does not mean the past loses value. It does not mean the memories disappear. It means you stop trying to force life to look the way it once did. It means you stop holding on to relationships that have expired, dreams that have shifted, versions of yourself that no longer align with who you are becoming. You honor what was, learn from it, and let it rest. You create space for what can be new people, new opportunities, new growth, new experiences. Space is essential for transformation. A room filled with old furniture cannot welcome new pieces. A heart filled with old pain cannot receive new love. A mind filled with old beliefs cannot embrace new wisdom. Letting go creates space. Too many people remain stuck, not because life refuses to give them new opportunities, but because they refuse to release the old ones. They hold on to relationships that drain their energy because they fear being alone. They cling to work that makes them miserable because they fear uncertainty. They remain loyal to versions of themselves that are too small for who they are meant to become. They protect their comfort zone without realizing that comfort is often the cage that keeps them from flying. Life cannot take you higher if you insist on staying where your wings cannot open. There will be seasons in life when things fall apart, friendships fade, plans crumble, doors close, dreams shift. It is natural to feel sadness, confusion, or disappointment. But understand this deeply. Nothing leaves your life without purpose. If something is removed from your path, it is making space for something greater. Most people experience the removal first and interpret it as loss. But what looks like loss is often preparation. When life takes something away, it is not trying to harm you. It is creating space. Space for something better, something more aligned, something that matches the person you are becoming rather than the person you used to be. Letting go is not passive. It requires active acceptance. Acceptance does not mean you agree with everything that happened. It means you recognize that what is done, and you refuse to spend your life fighting with the past. Acceptance gives you the power to reclaim your energy. Instead of trying to change what has already occurred, you choose to focus on what can be built now. You choose to devote your strength to the present rather than the past. That shift alone transforms your life. Letting go also means letting go internally, releasing emotional attachments, thought patterns, and beliefs that no longer align with your growth. Many people attempt to change their environment without transforming their inner world. But true release happens inside first. You must let go of the idea that things should have been different. You must let go of resentment, guilt, regret, and self-blame. These emotions chain you to the past. They prevent change. They drain your energy. Letting go means forgiving yourself, forgiving others, and choosing peace over the need to be right. You free yourself when you stop rehearsing old stories that no longer serve you. When you release what is heavy, you reclaim your power. You begin to feel lighter, clearer, more focused. You realize that life was not waiting to give you new blessings. It was waiting for you to make space for them. You see opportunities you never noticed before. You attract people who resonate with your growth rather than your wounds. You gain clarity about your purpose because your mind is no longer clouded by old attachments. Letting go opens the door for transformation, not only externally, but internally. Most importantly, letting go allows you to become the greater version of yourself. When you cling to the past, you remain the old version of who you were, attached, fearful, limited. But when you release the old, you evolve. You step into a new identity, stronger, wiser, more grounded. The new version of you can see possibilities that the old version could not. The new version of you can handle opportunities that the old version was not prepared for. The new version of you can love more deeply, live more freely, and grow more powerfully. Life is a continuous cycle of holding on and letting go. What stays teaches you, what leaves teaches you. But nothing leaves without reason, and nothing remains without purpose. The more you grow, the more you will realize that letting go is not loss, it is liberation. It is the doorway to transformation. It is the bridge between who you were and who you are becoming. There will always be grief when you let go of something meaningful. That grief is natural. It is part of the transition from old to new. But do not confuse grief with a sign that you must hold on. Healing requires feeling. Feel what you need to feel, then allow yourself to move forward. You are not meant to stay where pain lives forever. You are meant to evolve. One day, You will look back and understand why certain things had to end. You will see how everything that left your life made space for something more aligned with your purpose. You will feel grateful for the redirections that once confused you. You will realize that letting go was not the end, it was the beginning of your true expansion. You are not losing yourself by letting go. You are returning to yourself, the self you were always meant to be. Life is not a forceful climb. It is a natural unfolding. The harder you push against what is not meant for you, the more exhausted and disconnected you become. Everything you experienced, every delay, every ending, every rejection, every moment of confusion was never meant to destroy you. It was guiding you, refining you, shaping you. Every situation that slipped from your hands was making space for something more aligned. Every person who walked away was teaching you that those who are meant to stay do so freely. Every failure was redirecting you toward a path more in tune with your growth. Nothing was a mistake, even when you didn't understand it. Life has been whispering to you all along, stop forcing and start trusting. When you try to control everything, you shrink your world. You limit possibility to only what your mind can imagine. But when you let go, when you release the illusion of control, when you allow life to move with you and through you, you discover doors you never realized existed. You meet people who elevate you. You learn things you never expected. You grow into a version of yourself that surprises you. The journey becomes less about survival and more about expansion. You stop rushing toward an imagined future and start appreciating the present moment, the lessons, the blessings, the small steps forward. You begin to understand that life has its own timing. What is meant for you will arrive when you are ready, not when you are impatient. And when it arrives, you will recognize why you had to wait. The waiting strengthened you. The lessons humbled you. The setbacks carved wisdom into your spirit. The quiet days taught you patience. The lonely seasons taught you self-respect. The goodbyes taught you resilience. The closures prepared you for beginnings. You needed everything that happened to become who you are now. Letting life guide you does not mean you sit still and do nothing. It means you act with awareness rather than fear. It means you choose alignment over desperation, intuition over anxiety, purpose over pressure. You take steps, but you do not cling to outcomes. You work, but you do not chase validation. You love, but you do not beg to be chosen. You grow, but you do not shame yourself for being a beginner. You trust that every move you make will lead you where you need to be, even if you cannot see the full path yet. The truth is, you do not have to force anything that is meant for you. The right people will stay, the right opportunities will unfold, the right moments will align, the right paths will reveal themselves. Life is not a battle you must win by force or fear. It is a river you must learn to move with. Some seasons require strength, others require surrender. Wisdom is knowing when to give effort and when to allow life to take the lead. You are always being guided through intuition, through signs, through unexpected shifts, through endings that feel like loss and beginnings that feel uncertain. The more you resist, the harder the lessons become. But when you surrender, when you open your hands and let the old fall away, life brings you what is meant to fill them. What leaves was never yours. What arrives is already connected to your destiny. So breathe. Stop fighting every step. Release the weight of trying to control everything. Let go of what has already ended. Trust the timing. Trust the alignment. Trust your inner voice. trust that life is carrying you, not abandoning you. The moment you stop forcing and start flowing, your world begins to open. You become lighter. You become clearer. You become stronger. You begin to attract what resonates with your spirit. You begin to experience life instead of trying to wrestle it into form. In the end, this journey is not about holding tightly. It is about learning how to let go with grace. It is about discovering that surrender is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is strength. It is understanding that life will always show you where you are meant to go if you give it the space to guide you. May you trust the unfolding of your path. May you have the courage to release what no longer serves you. May you become the person who flows rather than forces. And may life reveal to you everything that was always written with your name on it. You are becoming who you are meant to be. Keep going. Flow.